Hello internet friends, we are back with another Cooking with Mel. I have never made this recipe before, but had some stuff in my freezer. I was like, I need to find a recipe for that. Found a recipe, mostly had what I needed to make it, so we're gonna go for it. It is chicken pot pie pierogi casserole. That is a mouthful. Also hoping it's a delicious mouthful at the end of it. So let's make this. So what you're gonna need, some frozen pierogies. Recipe calls for 2 boxes. I have 1 box because I didn't even know what I was gonna do with these when I bought them. There's 12 pierogies in here, so it'll make, you know, enough for us for tonight. Just maybe no leftovers, but that's okay. We're gonna need frozen vegetables. I think it's like 2 cups of frozen veggies, 1.5 cups of shredded cheese, 4 cups of chicken. It does suggest to do like a rotisserie chicken just so it's like really easy to shred. I don't have a rotisserie chicken. I barely had frozen chicken breasts, but have some chicken breasts that I've had in the crock pot all day that are ready to go just to shred. Recipe also calls for 16 ounces of cream cheese. Because I don't have you know, enough pierogies for this recipe, I'm gonna consider having it and then seeing what happens, but it does call for 16 ounces of sour cream if you're doing the full recipe. It also calls for 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. Cream of chicken soup freaks me out, like the little chunks of chicken, so I usually substitute for cream of celery. It's fine. It's fine. Also seasoning, so onion powder, garlic powder, and pepper. And that is all you need, so let's make this. And let me clarify, pierogies. Very popular dish in Wisconsin. I didn't actually know I liked pierogies until this summer, or spring or something like that. Like just recently, had a girlfriend and her husband, they made some pierogies, and I think that was the very first time I ever tried one, and I was like, wait, these are delicious. These are kind of considered a Polish food, so popular in Wisconsin. Pretty much like a dumpling filled with, you know, you can do sauerkraut, you can do meat, you can do cheese. These, this is kind of where I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I kind of just thought, in the back of my head when I was like, I'm gonna make these for supper, I thought these were cheese filled. These are loaded baked potato pierogies. So it's probably going to be phenomenal. But in my mind, I was thinking I was just making cheese pierogies, so. Okay, so just gonna shred the chicken really quickly, and then when that's done, you quite literally just dump it all, like put it in a bowl, mix it all up together, and then you're gonna put it in your baking dish and put it in the oven. So super simple to put together. Usually I make Brady shred the chicken because, like, if you didn't already get this vibe, chicken freaks me out a little bit. I recognize this is fully cooked chicken, but you know when you get a piece that just looks like a little suspicious, I can't do that. So that's why I usually make Brady shred the chicken, but he's currently walking moose, so unfortunately I have to grow up and shred my own chicken. So like I said, everything just gets mixed together when you're ready, so putting it all in a big bowl. The pierogies can go in frozen because they're gonna cook in the oven with everything else. Okay, these are giant. I was worried 12 wouldn't be enough, but like, look at the size of these guys. Okay, next, gonna throw in our cream of celery. Like I said, I'm just gonna start with 1 and then kind of feel it out because I only have half of the recommended pierogies, which I don't know based on the size. Maybe this is actually fine. If you know me, I don't necessarily measure out not important ingredients, so I think it said 2 cups of veggies. We're just gonna dump some in there. It's a very large chunk of veggie that just came out. Cheese. So it said 1.5 cups of cheese, but we're from Wisconsin, so we're just gonna dump. I think it said cheddar cheese. We have Colby Jack. It's fine. Again, Wisconsin, we don't care what kind of cheese is going in there. Maybe I should have gotten a bigger bowl. I guess we will see. Again, we're just gonna judge this by looking at it. Technically the full thing should go in, but we're gonna start with half and just see what it looks like. Okay, I think just going off of like the pierogi, oh my goodness. Good thing I have to clean this kitchen yet. Just going off of, I think, like the size of the pierogies because they're so big in here. Like I don't feel like this is very creamy. So I think I am gonna add the rest of the sour cream and another can of cream of celery. Okay, now we're gonna add some seasonings and mix it all up again. And this is what it looks like mixed up, just this big heaping mess, and that's fine because that's what it's supposed to be. This just goes right into the baking dish. And this is gonna go in the oven for 35 to 45 minutes, preheated at 375. Does not need to be covered, so stay tuned. Do you know Mom's making chicken? You know Mom's got chicken in the oven. I have chickens. Are you waiting? You're waiting? Thank you. Okay, finished product, fresh from the oven. I'll show it close up when I scoop it out on the plates. I did stir it a little bit, like 30 minutes in, just because I was noticing with the pierogies, like the halves that were facing into the casserole were not cooking as well as the halves sticking up and like facing the oven. So I did try to like flip them so they were cooking a little bit more evenly. So looks a little bit messier than when it went in, but smells delicious. This guy right here is waiting. You already had your supper. Do you remember that? Do you remember? And we are eating this with broccoli and some homemade pickles. So dinner is served.